May 1945. Germany stands on the edge of collapse. The cities lie in ruins, the armies scattered, and the empire that once sought to conquer the world is disintegrating under the weight of its own destruction. Amid the chaos, one man disappears without a trace. A man whose name carried both technical brilliance and chilling efficiency. Hans Kammler, the SS general and engineer behind some of the Reich's most secretive projects, simply vanishes. No body, no witness, no conclusion. What followed was a mystery that would linger for decades, wrapped in silence and secrecy, buried under layers of classified files and wartime confusion. If you are drawn to stories that explore the boundaries between history, power, and disappearance, give this video a like and subscribe. There are many more stories waiting to be uncovered. Hans Kammler was born on August 26, 1901, in Stettin, then part of the German Empire, today known as Szczecin in Poland. His early life was unremarkable, shaped by the routines of a Prussian upbringing: discipline, study, and duty. His father worked as a civil servant, instilling in him a sense of order that would later define his career. In the 1920s, Cameler studied civil engineering in Danzig and Munich, eventually earning a doctorate in engineering. Yet his ambitions extended far beyond architecture. The turbulent years of the Weimar Republic created a generation of disillusioned intellectuals searching for stability, and Cameler was one of them. By 1940, Cameler had been transferred into the SS Economic and Administrative Main Office, the nerve center of the SS's massive industrial and construction empire. As head of its building department, known as Amtsgruppe C, he oversaw projects ranging from military barracks to factories, and, most infamously, the construction and expansion of concentration camps. Cameler's work turned ideology into infrastructure. His focus on logistics, efficiency, and scalability reshaped the landscape of occupied Europe in ways both horrifying and historically significant. Cameler's role in the SS was more than administrative. He personally reviewed blueprints, approved designs, and conducted inspections at key construction sites. Witnesses later claimed that he visited Auschwitz in 1942 to assess the expansion of camp facilities, focusing on efficiency and throughput, the same principles that guided his engineering work elsewhere. His capacity to turn technical expertise into systemic organization made him indispensable to the regime. By 1943, Cameler held the rank of SS Brigade Führer, roughly equivalent to a major general. His growing influence brought him into contact with the highest ranks of power. Men like Albert Speer, the Minister of Armaments, and Oswald Pohl, head of the SS's vast economic network. Within this triangle of technocrats, Cameler distinguished himself as a man who could deliver results under impossible conditions. He became known for his ability to manage vast labor forces, including those drawn from the SS camp system, with cold precision. When Allied bombers began targeting German industries, Hitler demanded that production be moved underground. The task was immense, requiring the construction of hidden facilities deep beneath the mountains of central Germany. Cameler was chosen to lead this effort. His most famous creation was the Mittelwerk, a vast subterranean complex near Nordhausen, designed to manufacture the V2 rocket, the world's first long-range ballistic missile. After the Peenemünde research site was bombed in 1943, Cameler took control of the relocation project, using forced labor from the newly established Mittelbau-Dora camp. Inside the mountain tunnels, Under brutal conditions, Germany's secret weapons were assembled in a desperate attempt to reverse the course of the war. By early 1944, Hans Kammler had become a central figure in the Nazi war machine's final technological push. He now reported directly to both Himmler and Speer, bridging the gap between the SS, the armaments industry, and the Luftwaffe. His work expanded with the creation of the Jägerstab, or fighter staff, a special task force designed to sustain aircraft production amid the Allied bombing campaign. Cameler proposed and supervised the construction of underground factories for the Me-262 jet fighter, a revolutionary design that came too late to change the outcome of the war. His authority grew rapidly. By late 1944, he controlled nearly every major weapons program, from rockets to jets. Hitler himself reportedly praised Cameler as one of the few men capable of working miracles in Germany's final months. His title, Plenipotentiary General for Jet Aircraft, placed him among the most powerful, non-political figures in the crumbling Reich. Yet Cameler was more than an engineer. He was a bureaucratic survivor. As the front lines collapsed and the hierarchy of the SS fragmented, he maneuvered through the chaos, protecting his influence and planning his next move. Even as Allied troops advanced from all sides, Cameler remained active, relocating research teams, destroying documents, and transferring personnel to Bavaria and Austria. It was a calculated retreat, one that suggested he was not simply fleeing, but positioning himself for whatever came next. In April 1945, Cameler was still issuing orders from his headquarters in southern Germany. He directed the evacuation of V2 engineers like Werner von Braun and Walter Dornberger, men who would later work on America's rocket programs under Operation Paperclip. His telegrams from late April show a man still in command, even as the Reich disintegrated around him. On April 22nd, in Oberammergau, he met with his leading scientists to discuss surrendering to American forces. Witnesses described him as calm, rational, and deliberate, not a man preparing for suicide, but one preparing for negotiation. In 1948, a Berlin court officially declared him dead, suicide, May 9, 1945. But the ruling rested only on testimonies, not evidence. For historians, it closed a legal case, but not a historical one. The mystery of Cameler's fate endured, woven into the fabric of early Cold War secrecy. Decades later, new research reopened the question. Declassified U.S. intelligence documents revealed repeated references to a high-ranking SS officer with expert knowledge of advanced weapons, captured, interrogated, then erased from official records. German historians Rainer Karlsch and Frank Dobert, writing in 2019, argued that this unnamed figure was Cameler himself. Their theory suggested that he surrendered to U.S. forces and was secretly questioned under programs connected to Operation Paperclip. Others disagree. No fingerprints, no interrogation transcripts, no photographs have ever surfaced. What remains are fragments, memos, rumors, and coincidences, but no definitive proof. For some, Cameler's vanishing was an act of fate, a man consumed by the chaos he helped build. For others, it was the perfect disappearance of a man who knew too much about weapons, camps, and the machinery of a regime the world was trying to forget. Hans Kammler's story is more than a mystery. It reflects the uneasy alliance between technology and ideology, between efficiency and morality. He was not a mythic figure or a mastermind in hiding. He was a product of his time, a man who used his skills to serve power without questioning its purpose. His disappearance is emblematic of how the lines between science, politics, and ethics can blur when systems demand results above conscience. The records remain silent. The mountain tunnels of Mittelwerk are now museums, the archives scattered across nations. Yet Cammler's name lingers, a reminder that even the most precise engineer can vanish into the fog of history. If you enjoyed this story and want to uncover more about the hidden figures who shaped the 20th century, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story from history's shadows.